talking through the risks of not involving yourself in the digital revolution and embracing it from a business perspective. Obviously, the risk is that you don't survive the next few years. The risk of involving yourself and going, right, I'm going to take this by the horns and I'm going to transform my business to be digitally enabled. The risks to you are your people. Have you got the right people? The capital. Have you got enough capital to do to get the right people and put the right resource in? And the culture. Have you got a culture that enables this change? So those three things are actually really critical to making this work for the broker and the smaller community broker, and even some of the mid-size. Just managing those three things are quite difficult to do. Have you got any advice on it?
Yeah, no, I think you know, I think what I would tell you is that it's obviously critical, all three of those areas. I think the two that may not be thought about as much as people and culture. You know, I think as it relates to people, you know, what I would tell you is that you know, right now 40% of the workforce is millennial, and over the next, you know, half a dozen or so years, it becomes well over the majority. And there definitely is this transition of kind of brokers that are aging out, and then millennials entering the workforce. And I think it's safe to say that if you're a millennial, if you're very tech savvy and you're expecting to have these digital tools at your hands to be successful. So if you're an agency owner and you want to recruit quality individuals, really, particularly if you're going to be acquiring them, recruiting them that are millennials, they're going to be expecting you to have these really core digital tools that we're talking about, and also adopting these type of, you know, best practices from a sales and marketing perspective. So you know, to me, I think it really becomes part of how you compete for talent, you know, as an agent. But and the point about culture, I think it's totally a critical component of this. Is as an agency owner, you know, ultimately, you know, the culture you're trying to build is either one of stagnation, you know, which I think is ultimately, as Don puts it, one that's going to ultimately mean that you need to sell your business, or you're going to go out of business over time, or a concept of growth. And if you're embracing growth, you really have to embrace this kind of digital and best practices mindset, you know, because it ultimately becomes part of the culture that you build and the people that you recruit and the mindset you create is that culture.